Hello, young ceramic student. Today I'm going to teach you how to clean your wheel. Very important because no one wants to work on a dirty wheel. You don't want to work on a dirty wheel, and so let's make sure that we clean it before we head out or do something different. So this is a wheel that I just thrown on, and so what are the steps? What do we need to do to make sure that it looks more like this when I'm done? So the first thing that I'm going to do, or that I like to do, is I like to take care of my big clay chunks. So I'm going to just put these in my bucket. All right. Then I'm going to take my tools and I'm going to carefully place them in my bucket. I don't want to forget about that because I don't want to leave a tool in the sink. So now I'm going to take this clay bucket and I'm just briefly going to put my tools on the side here. Remember, I need to keep track of all of them. Then I'm going to take these bigger clay chunks and I'm going to put them straight inside the slop bin because they can just be reused. Okay, make sure there's nothing else in there. Now I'm going to come back to the sink, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time because you should know, clean is clean, right? So I'm going to take my needle tool, make sure to wipe that off, and leave it there. Take my sponge, clean my rib. All right. Now that's just a little rinse off. I can leave these here for a second if I will remember that, or I can bring them with me. Now what I need to do is I really need to take care of this. Okay, I need a little bit more water because I poured mine out. So first thing we take care of is the wheel head. The nice thing about the wheel head is that we can just give it a little kick, and typically if we just hold our sponge down, we can get that pretty clean. If there's stuff that's stuck to it, we can use a rib while it's spinning and then use our bucket. Now we have all of this area out here. You're really only responsible for the wheel head and the front, okay, of the wheel. So I'm going to take my sponge and I'm going to apply a little pressure and I'm going to move all of this clay to the edge of the wheel, and I can squeeze it out and then come back and get it clean. Now that right there is good enough. You don't need to worry about the little lines, that's fine. But this we need to take care of. So I hold my bucket underneath the corner and I push all of that water off the edge into my bucket. Give it a squeeze, and that right there is a clean wheel. Now I got to clean my bucket out, so I'll come back over here, turn on that water. Okay. I'm going to take my sponge and just wipe it down. These buckets don't need to be so clean that we're going to eat out of them, but we don't want to leave big clay chunks. And it really doesn't take very long to make a bucket look pretty nice. One thing we want to pay attention to is we don't want to pour any clay or water straight down here. That's where our goes to our plumbing, and this is how we prevent our plumbing from getting full of clay, as everything builds up in the bottom. So I'll use my sponge. Just going to wipe off my bucket. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. When your bucket's clean, we sit it right here in the corner of sink 3. We're going to wipe off these tools. If I need to take a second and wipe off my hands, I can do that. And then we'll walk these tools up to my desk and put them back in the appropriate box where we got them from. Easy peasy. Secret phrase of this video, Mr. Clean.